Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review as I continue on with my coverage of the My Little Pony Transformers comic book crossover with Season 2, Issue number 3. Now, once again, we have two stories to look at. One will be called The Beauty of Cybertron, but we're going to kick things off with story number 1 called Sick Beats. The story opens up on Sombra-tron, formerly known as Cybertron, where we see a panicked Octavia and Vinyl Scratch trying to formulate some plan to help those who King Sombra has under his control. But it doesn't look like they'll have to do it alone, as Octavia and Vinyl Scratch come across the young Six, who overhear that the princess is in trouble and they want to help. Well, maybe some like Smolder do, while others, they just want to go home. However, the bickering between the youngsters is too much for Octavia, as this pony seems content with getting them all back to the space bridge to get them home safely. Now, the important thing is they'll have to stay in formation on their journey because, as Octavia puts it, we're stronger together in harmony. Now, those words are certainly going to be put to the test when my boy Soundwave shows up to fulfill his orders. While Soundwave tries to radio into Megatron on his findings, Smolder won't hesitate to show this Decepticon what type of heat can be brought to a battle. But with both sides showing off their tricks, it leads to both sides now being trapped. From here, Soundwave will give it his best shot at making a lot of noise to clear the debris, but his powers, well, they barely make a peep. But that's when Vinyl Scratch is going to come up with a plan that just might work. Now, this is one of the things I really do enjoy about this series, when we get to see baddies like Soundwave break character when he asks, in particular, about Vinyl Scratch, what is the cool one doing? And the answer is playing some bass pounding music. Now, even with the combo of Vinyl Scratch's funky beats and Soundwave unleashing his baddies, Ravage and Laserbeak, nothing seems to work. Now, with what looks like impending doom, Octavia will propose a truce, and even though Soundwave is very against the idea at first, he'll give in to the realization that if they use the power of friendship, they just might be able to escape. Now, with the combined forces of this new trio of Octavia, Vinyl Scratch, and Soundwave, the sick, beautiful beats that would for sure propel them to the top of the Billboard charts packs enough punch to allow them to escape. Now, once Soundwave tries yet again to radio to Megatron, that's when he realizes that not only is Megatron under a spell, but he also comes to the realization that together they will be stronger. Now we're going to jump into story number 2 called The Beauty of Cybertron. As this story opens up, we'll see Ratchet and Rarity trying to formulate a plan on what to do with the mind-controlled Autobots and Decepticons that are under the spell of an evil unicorn. Their plan is, if they can round up at least one zombified robot, they can use them as a test subject to maybe find a cure. Now, they will be able to snag themselves one robot, but they'll quickly realize that it was Decepticon Knockout who was just blending in, as he was really just looking for an opportunity to cash in on some reasonably priced wheels, and let's just say he was looking for a steal of a price. Now, instead of getting some new wheels, Ratchet is going to give Knockout a new cosmetic look. However, this one goes kaboom if he decides he's too good to help. As the trio rolls out, there's some back and forth where Rarity will ask Knockout if he was able to pick up any info while looking for some new wheels. But the only thing he heard, not that he was really trying to pay attention, was some mumbling about power supplies. And while Ratchet will give him a hard time about being selfish and not thinking about the bigger picture, Knockout will tell him that as a repair bot, he's all about the surgical art and bringing beauty to those who appreciate it. Now, Rarity will tell him that if anything needed to be beautified, it's his home world. And that's when Knockout will put his foot down that if he's going to go any further with helping him, they will have to take a detour first, because he refuses to let Rarity go home without seeing the beauty of Cybertron. But shortly into their guided tour, this trio comes across a handful of mind-controlled robots, including Knockout's friend, Breakdown. Now, the two sides will battle it out with Ratchet, Knockout, and Rarity getting the upper hand. However, they still haven't been able to break the spell that Breakdown is under, even after the use of Rarity's thinking cap. And the only solution, which will actually be a very touchy moment, we will see Knockout pour his heart out with the assist of Rarity's Thingamabob to break down that he is his better half, and he'd hate to spend eternity on a scrap heap next to anyone else. And while this technique did work, at what cost will it be? Because it appears it just might have given Sombra some bad ideas. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give issue number 3 of season 2 a 9 out of 10. Now to be honest, this is one of my favorite issues so far in the 7-issue comic book crossover series. I really enjoyed story 2, The Beauty of Cybertron, but story 1, Sick Beats, was just so much fun. From the story to some of the hilarious dialogue to the realization that friendship is the key to success for Soundwave if they hope to succeed is everything what makes this crossover so enjoyable. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap up my comic book review for the My Little Pony Transformers comic book crossover for season 2 issue number 3. Now if you read this issue, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Now there's only one issue left in this series, and at the end of this issue we did get just a little preview, and I'm definitely excited to see how it all goes down. Alright guys, if you like comic book reviews and all things pop culture, in particular this comic book crossover, because I will be covering the 4th and final issue when it releases on July 21st.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.